Welcome, everyone. Thank you for joining us for today's webinar. My name is Jen Nagy, and I'm the Industrial Global Product Marketing Analyst at TE Connectivity. Today, we are presenting miniaturization trends and solutions in board connectivity with TE's product managers, Samir Trika and Yana New. Just a little housekeeping before we get started. This session is being recorded and will be sent to all participants following the broadcast. We will be muting all lines during the webinar. If you have any questions during the presentation, please type them into the question box in your GoToWebinar control panel, and we will answer at the webinar conclusion. Now, without further ado, I will turn the time over to Samir and Yana.
Thanks, Jen. Yep, just a quick introduction. My name is Samir Trika, and I've been with TE for the past 3 years. I'm in product management. I'm responsible for our North American business for board connectivity solutions. So that would be signal and hybrid products. And Yana, if you could introduce yourself real quick.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Yana New. I'm the Americas Product Manager for our board signal portfolio, which includes AMPMODU and micromatch products. I have been with TE for a little bit over 4 years with the industrial group in product management role for the past 2 years. And I'm happy to be here today with you and share some details about what TE has to offer in the board miniaturization space.
All right, thanks, Yana. I think we can jump to the next slide. Okay, so this is a quick snapshot about TE and our 3 main business segments. So TE is a global technology leader in sensor and connector technology. We have 8,000 engineers. We're serving customers in more than 150 countries around the world. We manufacture more than 270 billion products each year. And through that, we enable the future of transportation. Our products are used to make factories and homes smarter, enabling communication networks, and also we're involved in medical technologies, which is particularly important during these pandemic times. So we have 3 separate business segments, as you can see: transportation solutions, communication solutions, and industrial solutions. The products we're going to talk to you about today are within that industrial business segment. And yeah, look forward to sharing some additional information there. Okay, here is an overview of kind of the timeline to the industrial revolution leading up to today, and what is widely referred to as Industry 4.0. So prior to this were Industry 1.0, water and steam power, Industry 2.0, electric power, and Industry 3.0. Where we entered the digital world. In the first industrial revolution, starting in the late 18th century in Britain, this helped to enable mass production by using water and steam power instead of purely human and animal power. And finished goods were starting to be built with machines rather than the laborious process of making them by hand. In the second industrial revolution, a century later, this introduced assembly lines, the use of oil, gas, and electric power, the new power sources, along with more advanced communications via telephone and telegraph, brought mass production and some degree of automation to the manufacturing process. And in the third industrial revolution, which began in the middle of the 20th century, this added computers, advanced telecommunications, and data analysis to the manufacturing processes. Digitization of factories began by embedded programmable logic controllers into machinery to help automate processes and collect and share data. We're now in the fourth industrial revolution, also referred to as Industry 4.0, which is characterized by interconnectivity that's enabled by the internet and wirelessly connected devices. So while Industry 4.0 refers to the historical context of these innovations, the Internet of Things describes the technologies that connect objects to the internet. The Industrial Internet of Things, or IIoT, refers specifically to the impact of this innovation on industrial applications. The technologies of Industry 4.0 make data readily available while also automating communication between industrial automation equipment and systems. This allows businesses to leverage data in more meaningful ways, including enabling remote monitoring, predictive maintenance, and overall equipment effectiveness increases. And this brings us to today's topic, which is how the unfolding of the Industry 4.0, our fourth industrial revolution, is really driving board miniaturization. So one of the most wide-ranging trends that we see is this progression of continued miniaturization in devices and therefore the printed circuit boards inside them. A new generation of tiny medical devices, wearable electronics. A lot of you probably have an Apple Watch or some sort of biometrics tracker. Robotics and smart devices has driven miniaturization beyond limits previously envisioned, as more and more tasks are controlled remotely by devices which must remain easy to carry while offering efficient use of ever-shrinking power sources. So smaller, lightweight circuit boards are kind of the order of the day. One of the main trends that has contributed to this and is accelerating PCB miniaturization is the development of factories, or as we talked about, Industry 4.0, and with one of the key components being Industrial Internet of Things. So the attractive industry segments that TE is very much aligned to are intelligent buildings, digital factories, and industrial robotics. Those are kind of represented by the icons that you see on the right. We have relationships at all the major players, and we're engaged at a deep level to have a seat at the R&D table as these companies develop their next generation designs. Okay, and the products that we're going to cover today are largely what Jana mentioned is her main product responsibility. So this is going to be the AMPMODU interconnect system and also our micromatch connector series. So both pretty comprehensive in terms of pitch. We're working on launching many of our fine pitch platforms. Micromatch, it happens to be a fine pitch platform offered in a 1.27 millimeter center line. And that has some interesting design attributes that make it immune to a phenomenon called fretting corrosion, which you see in high vibration applications. So this is a really interesting design, and we'll provide a little bit more detail later on in the deck. So there's a patented positioning spring feature in the receptacle contact and relative movements caused by vibrations and thermal expansion are absorbed by that spring mechanism. And that's what enables the prevention of fretting corrosion, which is one of the most common failure modes in tin-plated connections. Okay, on this next slide, this is kind of an overview of the broad range of applications that's served by our signal connector portfolio. So it's really all over the place, many pieces of that pie. And then there's a big other segment, which has many more applications. So the very fragmented application base, but if you look at the bigger chunks of that pie, it's electronics manufacturing, it's machinery, which is like a factory automation type application. And then we also have a big chunk in automotive, data communications, building automation. And if you look towards the right, that's really the application segments that we see driving the future for our products. Digital factories, industrial robotics, and intelligent buildings are going to be the applications of the future, and that's where we see a demand for a higher performing connector as well. As far as target markets and applications for fine pitch connectors, like I just showed in that pie chart, there are many. So we're focusing on the ones that are best aligned to our core competencies and our existing customer reach today. Those are depicted along the left-hand side of this slide. So factory automation, robotics, and machinery are three areas where we have excellent customer relationships today. And so we have great access at all the leading players in these application segments. And there's a lot of opportunity for TE type content. So in particular, signal connector content. Other attractive application segments are medical, also data communications, and others like high-end home automation devices, in automotive equipment, infotainment equipment, like navigation systems, displays, and just in general, HMI displays, human-machine interfaces. So again, we don't want to boil the ocean, and we want to focus on these handful of more focused applications where, again, we have great customer access today. And I'm going to hand it off to Jana to discuss our portfolio in more detail. Thanks, Jana.
Sure. Thank you, Samir. So in the next section, we want to introduce to you a couple of the product families that we have that are perfectly suitable for the more miniature applications that you guys may be interested in. We will talk about three different product families: AMPMODU 5050, AMPMODU micromatch, and AMPMODU 1 millimeter, which is our AMPMODU small center line. So let's start with the AMPMODU 5050 grid. This is a product family which is built on a 1.27 millimeter center line or a 50 center line. These connectors are suitable for, can be used in both board-to-board and cable-to-board applications. For those that are looking for a cable-to-board solution, these connectors will terminate a ribbon cable. Right now, we do have a limited portfolio in this product group. These connectors are available only at double row surface mount options, and in position sizes ranging from 10 to 100 in 10 position increments, so going 10, 20, 30, all the way to 100. And since this is, all of our connectors are usually primarily used in industrial applications, we do offer a 30-inch gold plating so that they can withstand harsh environments, possible many mating cycles, and so on. And one of the advantages of this product family is that we do offer them in 3 different stack heights to give you more flexibility to accommodate more mezzanine stack heights. The stack heights that our headers are available in is 250, 320, and 390 stack height. Looking at some of the other features and benefits for this product family, for cable solutions, our headers and receptacles are equipped with a positive latch to ensure secure connection and prevent any unmating in high vibration environments. All connectors come with the polarization features to ensure that they will be properly mated, where it prevents the context itself and prevents any incorrect mating in the manufacturing setting. Since these these connectors are all surface mount, and they're very small, lightweight. When you run them through a reflow process, it could happen that the board may vibrate and your connectors could get out of place before they get soldered. So we do offer an option of non-protrusive hold downs on these connectors. So these hold downs will hold your connector to the PCB, secure it to the PCB before soldering, and it also gives the connector a long-term strain relief on the solder joints. So if you imagine that you have a right angle header sitting on the board and you take a cable connector and unmate it multiple times, sometimes the operators may not be careful enough and they could unmate it at an angle. This hold down, which is also soldered to the board, ensures that the pressure that is going to be put on the connector during the mating, unmating is going to be solder joints. So that's one of the nice benefits. We understand that when we talk about these smaller connectors, is desirable. Many companies prefer robotic placements of connectors on the board, and that's why we also offer an option of tape and reel packaging with caps on the part. So you can choose from tube packaging or tape and reel. And all board connectors are also equipped with little standoffs on the bottom for an easy removal of the solder flux after the soldering process. So this slide gives you a good visual illustration of the portfolio that we have at the moment, and what's the configuration, what matings you can achieve. On the bottom PCB, you can see the 3 different stack heights of our header. This is the 250 header, 320, and 390. Our receptacles are only a double row vertical orientation, and you can see that thanks to the hold down, you also have the option to mount the connectors that the hold down will securely hold them in place. And our cable solution, cable receptacles can be mated to both our vertical headers or a right angle headers, and you have the option to choose from options with or without a latch, depending on how your vibration environment of the application. So while we have a little bit limited, are in the process of building out this portfolio, and we are working on a redesign of this product line, building a completely new manufacturing line, which will allow us to offer more flexibility, customization, and be able to manufacture any type of features that and so you can see what is the timeline for our scheduled new product launches in the 50/50 grid. We will be launching the biggest portion of the platform in the spring of year 2022. So we're still about a year away. At that point, we will launch most of the board connectors, shrouded, unshrouded headers, through-hole surface mount variants. And a couple months later, we'll be adding our right angle board connectors to it. And then in fiscal 23, we will add a wire towards wire solution, crimp solution to the portfolio. So over the next 2 years, we plan on having out a complete board-to-board and wire-to-board portfolio in the 1.27 millimeter center line. So the other group of products that we think that may be of interest to companies that savings on their PCB is micromatch, and Samir touched up on it a little bit already in the during the introduction. phase. So this is also a 1.27 millimeter or 50 centerline product, but these are not unlike the 50-50 grid where you have pins in 2 rows and 50 So if you look here closely at the connectors, you can see that the 1.27 center line, these pins are staggered. They go kind of like in a V. These connectors are can be used, as you can see in the image, for board-to-board applications, cable to board solutions, wire-to-board solutions, and that is what they are primarily used for. I would say in more than 95% of instances, companies do pay this product for the wire-to-board solutions. You have the options to choose from a discrete wire crimp option or a ribbon cable termination. And we will talk about this on the next slide a little. Have we have a patented design on our receptacle contact, which prevents fretting corrosion. And what this allows us to do is that we don't need to gold plate our parts. All Micromatch products are available only in tin plating, which brings great savings to companies. And especially this product is usually used volume applications. So the a dollar difference between using a tin plated and gold plated product can be quite noticeable. And how does our contact prevent from this happening? So when you look at this picture in the upper right corner, like think about it, from the moment a tin plated contact is connected, these the point is exposed to relative movements caused by vibration or thermal expansion. Sometimes we don't think about thermal expansion causing movements in the contact area, but when you think about manufacturing equipment in a factory environment, these machines are exposed or have very different temperatures during its operation and at night when they're sitting idle. And even these temperature changes do cause small movements in the contact area as the contacts are expanding and contracting with different temperatures. And with tin plated contacts, as soon as an area is exposed to air, that spot will oxidate. Rubbing removes the bad oxide, but it doesn't remove it completely. And with oxidation, we all know that you all suddenly you lose 100% of reliable connection. So with Micromatch, what we have been able to accomplish with our design, all the small movements that do happen in factory settings do not happen here in the contact area, but they are absorbed by the specifically designed spring feature. It's a floating spring contact, so the movements are happening both front and back, up and down. So all the vibration that the contact is exposed in is absorbed by the feature, and no movement is happening in the contact area, which is displayed here. So we do guarantee a gas-tight connection in the contact. Oxidation happens, and therefore no fretting corrosion cannot occur. We so tin can, as I said, tin plating versus gold plating can bring you a lot of cost. Make sure that you have the right design. TE had a patent on this product for 25 years, which expired about 7 years ago. And at that point, some other competitors started coming to the market and try to copy our design. However, we have done many studies, studied their product, and we could see that they did copy the product, but with really understanding how it needs to work properly. So we know that we have a superior superior product in terms of technical performance. And that's why some of the biggest, let's say, automotive customers do choose TE our product. We do guarantee our quality, and they know that even after 10, 20 years, our products still work flawlessly. While some of the other competitors' products, when they try to use it after a couple of years, they have experienced failures, and that can be very costly to them. So we have proven reliability and quality, and that's one of the biggest manufacturers do select our product. So in a nutshell, what are some of the features and benefits of Micromatch? As I explained already, our product performs better, and we know that we have a superior quality compared to our competition. And with some of the studies that we have done, all our parts are available in tape and reel with a cap on it to accommodate automated processes. And we also automated cable termination. So all this brings customers cost savings, not only by using tin-plated parts, but also with the parts being set up for fully or semi-automated processes, unlike our competitors, which oftentimes offer these parts in tubes. For its qualities in high vibration environments, as we do guarantee a gas tight connection in the contact spot. And even though our product doesn't really have a latch, which is not typical for vibration environments, but we do have our product has a high normal mating, and we do have a great track record in the industry. We have also a large portfolio in this product family, which is broader than and one of the nice features also is that when you are mating the connectors, when you are terminating the cable onto the header, you will hear an audible click, which will tell you when the cable is properly terminated. So that's a nice feature also. This picture again shows you the product configurations that you can achieve with Micromatch product. The one part that I want to highlight to you, which is very popular, and most of, like 95% of customers utilize this product configuration, where you have male-female connection on one side of the ribbon cable, but on the other side you have a connector, type of a connector, which we called a paddle board. It is a male connector mounted directly to the PCB and at the same time terminated to a ribbon cable. So if you know that on one side you're going to have a permanent connection onto a PCB and ribbon cable, which you don't need to mate and unmate multiple times, you can use this part, and that eliminates your need for using a secondary connector. So again, additional cost savings for you as the customer. And the last but not least product family that I want to talk to you about today is our AMPMODU small center line, which is a 1 millimeter product, or 39 thousandths of an inch center line. This is a new product that we will be launching in just a few short weeks, and similar to the 50/50 platform that I talked to you as the first product family, we have big plans for this product group, and we will be building out a full portfolio over the next 2 years. So this is only the first launch in a series that are to come. But the first group of products that we're coming to the market is a surface mount double row vertical solution. And one nice thing about TE AMPMODU products is that even in this, as we get into these miniature center lines, we still in our receptacles. When you get into these small products, if you once you get to see this product, you will see how miniature like they are. They're about 85% smaller than traditional. Already challenging, and not all companies are able to do that, to offer a dual beam point of contact, which gives you a more reliable connection. So let's take a look at some of the features and benefits. I did touch upon some of these items already. So the first thing, again, all parts that we are launching are equipped, because we understand that we're getting into such small parts that are very hard to handle manually. So we expect that most companies will be utilizing automated placement on boards. So therefore, all parts are equipped with caps, even in tubes. With these parts, you achieve about 85% space savings on your PCB compared product. And as I said, receptacles do come with a dual beam contact design. Our receptacles are designed for dual flexibility in your board assembly, when you can choose whether you're going to enter the receptacle from the bottom of the board or a typical top entry. We know that our biggest competitor in this space, especially in the Americas market, AMTech. So that is our primary target, and we have positioned our product that we will be lower priced, and even though Samtech doesn't offer 30 gold plating, we know that we can beat them on price, even with a higher 30 microinches gold product compared to their 2 microinches. This product will be manufactured here in the US, and we will have attractive 5-week lead times on all this product line. In terms of product configuration, with the first launch, you see that our options are limited in the beginning. We have only the dual row vertical headers and connectors that are suited for parallel board configuration. So on this slide, the gray colored housings do illustrate what is included in our launch now in April, and the black colored housings do show what is all planned for our future launches. So you can see that we will have everything that you may need for board-to-board or wire-to-board applications, whether you're looking for shrouded, unshrouded solutions, single row, double row, right angle vertical, and latching or non-latching solutions for wire-to-board solutions. And when we get to the wire option, we will of course launch it at the same time with our application tooling, to make sure that you get a quality crimp on the product. Okay, so this page is meant to be just for your reference if you're looking for more details about our different products and product families. So if you go to our website, you will be able to find our AMPMODU catalog, where you will find about our a product that has been around for quite some times. So you will have there everything except for some of that we have introduced to the market in the past year and a half. So for those new products, the materials that we would refer you to is for the AMPMODU 1mm small centerline and our AMPMODU 2mm products. So all this information is available on our website. If you search by AMPMODU, it will take you able to navigate to the individual product information from there. Or if you have any specific questions, you can either ask it now, or here is our contact details, and feel free to reach out upon the conclusion of the webinar. But that brings us to the end of the presentation, what we had to share with you today.